What's going on, everyone? Today in the office we got this Miata here. I've done a few videos now going over it a little bit, but I'm gonna give you the rundown. Basically, this 1994 Miata, and it's an M edition. I'm pretty excited about that. This car sat for the past 10 years in a garage or barn. You can tell it's a pretty clean car. Got some paint fade, clear coat peel, whatever. Broken, I never noticed that till now. Broken turn signal. Got a few problems, missing some wiper blades. It will need a new top at some point also. But the main concern for this car that I was given was it does not want to run. Now it'll run, but it'll run rough or it won't start at all. So let's kind of come in here and just give it a look. So right off the rip, you can see it from here. You may not be able to tell. Car has 73,000 miles. Horn works. The guy put a new battery in it. Looks like there's new coolant, new oil, brake fluid, but car don't run. So let's give the key a turn over, see what we got going on. You have no fuel gauge, don't move at all. Could be a reason the fuel is, you know, the car's not running right, is there's no fuel, or the gauge could be messed up. Again, it sat for a while, who knows, we'll look into that. But let's just give it a little start and see what happens. Okay, so it does start. Got really good fuel oil pressure. I mean, if that is accurate, there is over 90 pounds. If I remember correctly, these cars had a problem with those sensors. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I worked on a Miata, but yeah, there it goes. Let's get that beeping out of here. So it starts up, wants to run for a minute, then dies down. So either we have fuel and it's just that old and dirty and the fuel sender's not working, or this car just needs fresh fuel and it could run fine. But we're gonna go above and beyond today. We're going to start investigating plugs, wires, air filter, fuel filter, and just see what we can come up with. So we'll check the coil back there, check the plugs and wires, locate the fuel filter and check it. Again, fluid, clutch fluid looks good, brake fluid looks good. All in all, this car looks really clean. Just really needs some going over, so. Alrighty. Alright, we're gonna start by removing the spark plug wires here and getting a feel for these plugs. See what they look like. There we go. Alright, so if you can see, definitely has some burnt fuel. Oh, that stinks. So he did tell me he ran seafoam and some fuel cleaner through it. And I know you can't smell, but you can definitely smell. But I'd recommend replacing these. Again, some burnt up fuel deposits. Pretty gross, but pretty clean for 73,000 miles. I can't tell you if these are stock or not. Could have been replaced, could not have, but all right. So far we got two. Let's grab a vacuum and clean this up so we can have a nice engine bay. Perfect, but a lot better. I'll definitely get it cleaned up some more, but I just got some out of the way for now so I can keep working. All right, first thing we're gonna want to do here is start trying to get these injectors undone. See if we can get the clips off without damaging the wires. Luckily, the back ones were easier than the front. Okay, injector wires are out the way. There's one. All right, fuel injectors are loose. We just had a spacer hit the floor. No big deal. One of those just went on the ground. We'll get them back in there nice and neat, cleaned up. Man, that stuff just smells old, guys. Old and crusty. All right. Going to label these 1 to 4. So we started at 4 and we're going to work back. Again, crusty. Can't really tell if they're good or bad though just by looking at it. On most of the time. Definitely need the spray patterns checked and cleaned and go from there. But again, I can keep repeating myself, but this fuel just smells so old and just grimy. Go to the next one. Oh, that O-ring decided to stay. Let's see if I can see that O-ring down in there so we don't lose it. Bringing a pair of needles and those over, see if we can yank it out without damaging it. Again, probably just gonna end up replacing them anyhow, but boom, there she is. She should be fine. Alright guys, so there's our 4 fuel injectors pulled out of the car. We're going to set this off to the side. So now we got the injectors out. We know they smell pretty bad. That doesn't mean that they're gummed up or anything. It could literally just been that this car had old fuel and it just wasn't wanting to run properly. So next thing to do, we know the plug wires are good. Plugs are definitely some buildup on them. I'd recommend, since it's out for so long, just replacing the coil, the plugs, the wires. Fuel injectors can more than likely just be cleaned. Replace the seals on them. The next thing I'd like to do from here would just be to go to the fuel filter, and I say it just gets pulled and replaced. Checking it, there's not much you can really check, but as far as pulling and replacing, I think that'll be the best option. So transition over. Alright guys, we have moved to under the car. So right here, under this piece of plastic, lies the fuel filter. So the best way to go about this would be to grab a Phillips, pop those tabs off, and drop it down. We have located the fuel filter. All right, let's get this fuel filter out of here. Working at a weird angle, so do what I can. One of these days, I'll probably have a lift in this bad boy. Oh yeah, look at that. Crusty. Trying to pop these fuel lines loose now to save myself a headache when I loosen the filter up. It don't sit there and wobble on me. Give me my best chance of survival here. Oh yeah. Well, there's that one. She may be getting fuel everywhere, but that's all right. She'll dry. First, let's see if we can get it popped off with this little 10 mil. Oh yeah. See if that'll even start on there. Okay. Go ahead and get this bolt back in here so we don't lose it. Just like that, the old crusty, rusty fuel filter is out of the way. And shooey, there's a lot more fuel falling on the ground than I anticipated. But right on. So there was a few things that was left out. I pulled the filler neck tube out and I was gonna check inside of it to see if the tank looked gross or anything, but if you can tell, she's full. So somewhere along the lines, the fuel sender is not working. But she's showing it's a full tank. I got off, it's not leaking any more fuel, so that's good. But as of right now, there's no fuel filter. That's good. So I'd say you've heard it run this very poorly. I believe if I put this all back together, come up here, I put a new injectors. I'm sorry, not new injectors. I clean the injectors. I have someone local that said they can clean them for me. I'm about to reach out to them and ask. But I'd say new coil, plugs, wires, air filter, maybe clean the mass airflow while we're sitting there. Clean the injectors, put them back in. The coolant was good. I already checked it the other day. You can't see it now, but under there, the fluids are nice. Going under the car, let's come back over here. Coming under the car, aside from, you know, some rust, a stud broke off when trying to get the wheel off, there's just a lot of surface rust. Everything else looks fine. Pad thickness is decent in the rear. I'm sure the fronts are fine. Me, if it was my car, I would be going out of the way and doing pads, rotors, calipers, at least new rubber lines. The metal lines look fine. Doing all that, putting in a new lug stud. new tires, because those things are dry rotted like crazy. You can see all the cracking in them. Insane. But you know, that's what happens when something sits for so long. They still hold air, that's the good part. But all in all, I think doing plugs, wires, coil, cleaning fuel injectors, new fuel filter, and just like a basic minor tune-up, this thing will be good to go again. Alright guys, that concludes this video today. We've addressed the problems. The main known problems were fuel related issues. One thing that I am a little concerned about now is, after seeing that the fuel gauge was not moving and seeing that this thing is full of fuel, there's a fuel sending problem as far as the sensor goes. So hopefully that's not related to maybe starving the engine. We saw fuel come out up here. There was definitely fuel coming from the regulator. I don't believe there's a fuel problem to the engine. I think it's just old, crusty, rusty fuel. There's some yellow stuff coming out of the filter when I was tilting it. So when you have a vehicle sit for 10 years, guys, it's very possible that the gasoline alone, if you're not familiar, will just start to break down over months. And it'll start to separate and it'll fill with water, and then that water turns to rust and corrodes things. Who knows how much fuel was in this thing when it was parked? It could have been ran on E. Could be why the sensors broke. It could be stuck. Who knows? But we have found out the problems. We have addressed them. The next step is waiting on the customer to tell me what he'd like to do. I found tire problems, some brake issues. There's a broken lug nut, some random other odds and ends. But as far as the main concern, what he brought to me being the fuel problem, I think we've addressed it. So stay tuned for part 3. I'm excited to see if I can get this car running by myself. I'm going to need a little bit of assistance from some locals getting the fuel injectors clean, since I don't have the machine to do it. But I will be getting one day, I'm sure. But stay tuned. Watch out for the next video. I'm excited. The series is new for me. I'm trying. If you'd like to see anything different here, just tell me what you'd like to see. I try to watch videos and get some pointers from others, but me, myself, it's hard to, you know, be holding the camera, doing the work, and trying to think of the things to say all at the same time. All new to me, but we'll get there. But Kelly's holding the fort down for me over here at my office. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you for whoever sat here and watched this entire video. If you didn't watch the entire video and you at least clicked on it, thank you. The content will get better over time. More interesting. I'd get to better topics on, you know, right when we need to get to them. I won't do what I'm doing right now, but I'm excited to see where I take this. I'm excited to see if I can get this car running by myself. And once we get this one out, we'll get the next one in and we'll continue to go on with our lives. I appreciate everybody watching this video. Thank you and stay tuned.